If you have just a little bit of developer experience or understanding of how websites work in general, and you want to use HubSpot to get your website up and online, this is the video for you. Let's jump in. All right, so I'm in a fresh portal, and what I'm going to do is come over here and we're going to go to content and website pages. Great, and so I'm going to come over here to create and do a website page, and we're just going to call this one home. Okay, in HubSpot, you have to have a theme. So a theme is obviously the design and style of your website, but it shows you where you can put the different pieces of content in. So there's a couple of free plans, or free themes rather, and you can even come over here to view themes in Marketplace, and there are paid options and free, and a lot of them are like freemium models. So yeah, just be on the lookout. See which one's good for you, but I'm going to show you today how customizable these can be. So I'll select this guy here, and we have a couple of different options that come from this theme pack. So we've got templates for content, home, landing pages, schedule a time to meet, whatever. For me, I'm going to start with a blank one. So we'll select the template. Excellent. Not very pretty looking. So I happen to know that this one will let you use a logo on your website, and it'll populate it for you in a couple of different places. So what I'm going to do is actually exit this for now, and we'll go over into settings, go over to account defaults, go to branding, and here you can look at your branding kit. There are some tiers if you want to have multiple brands because you're managing multiple brands in your HubSpot portal. Have a logo that you can drop in, and you've got these favicons too. So this will be like this little logo here at the top. So if you're, I don't know if you're able to see it on my screen right now, but in your browser, that little tab, and it has a picture, an icon up there. That's what these are. So I'm going to upload my own real quick. We'll just give this one a name, and you can select like the domain that this one is associated with. So this is the name of our domain right now. We haven't connected it. I'll show you how to do that as well. But yeah, add your alt text, logo URL, whatever. So we keep this. You can add multiple logos, but that's fine for now. Favicon, same thing. Make sure you hit save at the bottom left. And now if we go back over to the page editor and we give it a refresh, we should be able to see this logo populated. All right, perfect. So it's there. It's a bit ugly. Hang in there with me. We're going to get there. I do want to call out that if you come over here on the left-hand side and go down to content, expand the content options, go to domains and URLs, and you can buy a domain through HubSpot, or you can just connect one that you already have. So you would do probably primary at first, and then just type it in, and then go through the steps. Steps are really simple. If you have any experience at all, you'll know how to do this, and if not, you can easily look up how to do it. So there's a couple of things going on here, and I want to explain how the templates are designed. Just like any other template really on the web, you have a header section that is global, meaning whatever change you make here, you're going to make on every single page that uses this template, and also a footer, and this works the exact same because it's global. So here, you'll notice that if I click on it, it says, okay, you're going to edit the global portion, right? So here, let's say that I want to click on this Contact Us button, and I want to change the button to say, let's say schedule a call. We can do that. And I can have it, go wherever I want it to. You can go to an external URL and just type it in. If you want it to redirect somewhere internally, you click content, and then you find one of the pages that you've created. So if you have a scheduling page or something like that you want to redirect users to, you can select it here. If you go to preview, it's a huge amount of space here, and I don't really like that. I'll save you some time and just let you know there's really no way to change this. So what we'd like to be doing is edit the CSS directly. Okay, that's a simple change, but how do we do that? That's frustrating. So what we actually have to do is create our own theme, right? And we don't want to create our own theme. It's a bunch of extra work. So we're going to basically copy this theme. And the way that HubSpot sees this is that we're making a child theme. So we have this theme, and we'll make a child theme. And if we use that child theme, now we can update it however we want to. So let's go back to the editor. On the left-hand side, go to the content section and all the way down to Design Manager at the bottom. And if you click on HubSpot, you're going to see a bunch of folders. We don't need to get into this too deeply, but you can see the different themes that we have here. So these are already installed on HubSpot, and ours is growth. And we're going to right click on this one and create child theme, right? And we'll just keep the names, it doesn't matter, but you can name whatever you like. Great, and here it'll tell you that it's actually created your own JS file and CSS file. So that's what we're going to be updating. Now, one of the things that's a bit annoying about this is in our CSS file, pretty much every change you make, we've created a child theme. Before we can write CSS to it, I actually have to come in here and we are going to change the theme that it's using. Actually, I'm going to delete this. So great. So it's really important that we went through those steps. So we're going to, again, make a website page. We'll call this home, create. And this time, be very careful. We're not choosing this theme. So let's go change theme. And if you see, this is our growth child theme that we did. So all of this stuff came because we copied one, is what we did essentially. So we're going to set it as the active theme. And again, we're going to select the blank version. We already have the logo because we've uploaded it in the past. And so now I want to publish this so I can inspect it and get the CSS that I need to target it. Okay, so I've added the name and we can publish it. It's very happy. And if we open it here, great, this is our early website. To find where this guy lives. There's the image. Let's prove that what we want to do actually works. But we can see how it really shrank that space a good bit, okay? So that's good enough for me. I'm going to copy this. I'm also going to right click here and we'll copy the selector. We go back to our CSS and I'm going to copy the selector, give it my open and closing brackets, and then I'm going to copy and paste the code in here. And let's try it without important, because this is so descriptive it'll overwrite it, I'm sure anyways, but we'll publish changes. Now, one thing that's a bit annoying is that it can take about 15-30 seconds sometimes to actually reflect the changes. So that is a killer to the workflow. When we're done, it's going to look like this, but let's go ahead and refresh the page. Oh, actually it's stuck, and here it is. You can see the code that we wrote is now being rendered on the page. So that is an example of how you can update your CSS. I'm going to leave that alone now because this will be a terribly long video, but surely you can see how this is useful. We need to drop some elements in here. And so we can add little things at a time, you know, get a button in here. We can add, let's see, maybe a heading, right? So we can start to piece this together. I'm not in love with that. So let's delete this whole block here. If you look at sections, that's what I like the best. Now, you can also grab layouts on the left-hand side here. So if you want to make these, right, nice and responsive. For me though, I think we need to have maybe like let's drop this in and see where it gets us. Thinking hard. Okay, so I think this is pretty groovy, but here obviously you can come in here and replace the images. Now what we're going to need to do is upload them to HubSpot. You can see the logos that we uploaded earlier, but you can grab, you know, whatever kind of images you want to include here, okay? And once you upload them, then they're selectable and you can place them on the screen. And here, like, you can type directly into the widget itself. So again, just like anything else, you'd be surprised how many styling options that you can pull off here. If you know any CSS at all, this is all pretty straightforward and simple, but I have found that it works a little bit easier to do it this way. Now, it is annoying to change the color for all of this. I'm not suggesting that you go look up the CSS selectors for every single button. So back in your settings, if you go to account defaults, you can go into your branding and you can set your brand colors as well. So there you are. And if we change all of these to, let's just make up some colors. All right, this is going to be horribly ugly, but let's give this a shot. I don't know if it'll refresh quite that quickly. And yeah, the changes have taken effect. So this is how you can build out your entire website in HubSpot. One other thing is that you can change the global font. So branding, you can go to user defaults and you can select the font here. Now, I will tell you that won't always work because you have a very limited amount of options. So if you just simply go to Google Fonts, let's pretend that I love Roboto and I don't have it for some reason. We get font family, get this embed code. I like to just use the import, and you will copy and paste this. There's actually a nice little place for it in the design manager. So at the top, you would put it here. And so now you can say H1, H2, H3, you know, wherever you want it to be used, that's where you would then do your font family. We're going to end here. I think this is demonstrating plenty and should be enough to get you started. All right, good luck, guys.